What's going on, everybody, and welcome to the Other Side of the Firewall podcast, where we talk about the latest and greatest of cybersecurity news, as well as we highlight those movers and shakers and glass ceiling breakers, those people of color who've made it to the other side of the proverbial firewall. My name is Ryan Williams, and as always, I'm joined by Shannon Tynes.
What's up? What's up?
And LeVon Maynard.
Welcome to the show.
What is going on? Welcome to Wednesday's episode. This is our weekly discussion. So what we do is on Mondays and Tuesdays, we go over our topics. So Monday, we discussed some gas pumps in the Isle of Wight. There we go.
Isle of Wight, yeah.
Yeah, the Isle of Wight being hacked and showing pornographic materials and how that can be a problem aside from the porno to security in general. And then Tuesday, we discussed the Hydra marketplace being taken down. So it's a black marketplace on the dark net and how German authorities took it down. Also a good discussion. But today we're discussing burnout, right? So just in cybersecurity in general. So info security, the website, Phil Muncaster wrote, half of security leaders consider quitting due to stress. So this is a topic that we've talked about in the past. We've had people on to discuss it as well. It's burnout is real. It's definitely in effect. But in this report, the numbers seem to be creeping up. So the security vendor polled 200 security bosses in the UK to better understand a fast emerging health crisis in the industry. It found that 2/5 had been forced to seek help due to work-related stress, such as migraines, panic attacks, and high blood pressure. At the same time, over 51% experienced negative emotions such as depression, anger, and anxiety. So I don't want to go too stat heavy too quick, but it's not looking good for the industry, especially people in higher level positions, but even people who are in your security operations centers, your SOCs and things of that nature are also reporting high levels of stress. Satisfaction in work is pretty low. And as you can see in the UK, it seems that like half of them don't want to do the work they're doing because of pressure. So I just want to get your guys' thoughts on it and what you've seen or what you may just think about the situation. I know for a fact when I reach out to people, they are stressed, but it depends on how their business is structured, from my opinion. So like if your business sees you as not being important until something's on fire, then there's a lot of panic and stress involved. But if you have a seat at the table, it seems to be a little bit different. But what's your guys' take on this?
Yeah, I can definitely see it being a big thing. I know we talked about it before, a while back, but yeah, it's just the fact that you're working in the cybersecurity industry and you're in charge of a lot of important parts of the company. So that, I mean, obviously, if the company gets hacked and all of a sudden they lose all kinds of data, your customers lose data, everybody's eyes are going to be on you because you're supposed to be the security leader, supposed to be managing all this, the privacy and all the different recovery options and securing your environment. So if you get hacked, then it's kind of like you are the focal point. And hacks are like, they're going to happen for the most part. I mean, if somebody really has the time and effort and, time and energy to spend like trying to hack into a system, they're just going to wait for some random exploit that's available on the web that somebody finds, after years of digging, and they're going to try to use that to exploit your company. And once you're exploited, then all of a sudden, you lose a bunch of data, then everybody's looking at you, and then now you're kind of like potentially going to lose your job. I mean, people are at least thoughtful or thinking that they may lose a job if they aren't able to recover from a security incident. But yeah, I can imagine. I'm not really in my current job, I'm not focused in security. Obviously, security is important in every aspect of IT, but I can imagine putting myself in somebody's shoe like that, being concerned, like what's going to happen, like, and then like in the article, it goes down to say that like 2/3, like 67% of respondents say they don't have enough talent on their team. And 17% claimed it feels like each person is doing their workload of three. So, and I can imagine being, CIO or something like that, or the CISO of a company, and then not having people underneath you that actually know how to like do the job appropriately. If they kind of like, if you're kind of the head person, you know the most of the whole team, everybody's relying on you, and you don't have enough trust in your workforce underneath you to actually get the job done, then it's gonna put more stress on you. You're gonna have to spend late nights trying to remedy the problem, or everybody's gonna come to you, be calling you every all different hours of the night. Something goes down, and then you're gonna be pressured in that way as well. So yeah, it's got to be a stressful job. I can't imagine being put in those shoes, and especially like we mentioned the last couple of years, especially with the ransomware attacks and saw the attack on the pipelines, and what else we saw, like the meat packing plant in Brazil, whatever it was, South America. I mean, you can imagine how that affected that company and how it affected the people that work as the security working the security team for those companies. I'm sure they got a lot of slack for that, and a lot of things had to change on the back end, I'm sure, to try to prevent it from happening in the future. But it's got to be a stressful job. I can't imagine what a lot of these people go through. But Shannon, you have some thoughts on this one?
So I do, right? So I don't want to discredit some of the figures that are in here, right? Because I believe that these people believe, what they said when they were responding to this survey, right? But so here's the thing that gets me, right? Like your cybersecurity chiefs, right? So to say, this one kind of got me where I was like, this should be 100%, if anything, right? Almost all 94% of respondents have felt increased pressure to keep their organization safe over the past year, and a third have suffered a major security incident over that time frame, adding to their stress. That should be 100%, right? Because when you're in cybersecurity, the name of the game is defense. You're always on the defensive. That's what you do, right? You're there to protect the company. You're there to protect cyber assets for the company. It is an expectation that is going to be happening, right? So to say that, 94% of them are worried about it, like, dude, like, that's what you do. That's what we do in cybersecurity, right? That should always be the case. Now, when they say they're understaffed, that gets me thinking that maybe these companies have underestimated what is needed to have a proper security posture, right? So they may have, let's just throw a round number out there, right? They may have 10 people on their cybersecurity team, but to properly do what's needed for the company, it may need to be 15. So to them, they're like, oh no, we're 100% man because we said 10, right? Well, no, it's only because you only want to pay for 10. It should be 15 if you're doing it the right way, right? This is why you have people in here. There was a mention in here of them feeling like they're doing the work. They have, was it 17% claim it feels like each person's doing the workload of 3. You know what I mean? Now, I'm guessing here, right? I'm just throwing it out there because they didn't throw any specifics out there where they said this company has this much or they're understaffed by this much. But I don't know. It's just the name of the game. Like, you should be worried about it because that's what it is. That's what cybersecurity is. You're not on the offensive. You're not going out to get anybody. You're keeping everything out of your network for whatever company you're with or whatever. So, yeah, it's interesting, that they got this, and they do a lot of these surveys and whatnot over in the UK. I noticed too, right? Like, we don't see this happening too much in the US, right? Because they already know the answer to that. They're like, oh yeah, we know you guys are stressed all the time anyway.
Right.
You guys get your colonial pipeline and your pork messed with, and y'all go off like it's like the world's about to end. So
right.
But yeah, no, this is I mean, it's good to see it put in the numbers and whatnot, but some of the stuff that they have out here, I'm just like if you're gonna say you don't have enough talent on your team, like, are you really searching good enough? Are you looking for the right things? Because I mean, there's so many, like, I can't tell you how many times I've seen job listings, and it's not a lot. Let me preface it with that. It's not a lot. Not like I'm job hunting or anything, but I want to put that out there, right? I'm not job hunting, but you'll see things asked for in these job descriptions is just like, that's not really necessary, right? So are you saying they're not qualified because you're asking for things that are unreasonable or not needed? You know what I'm saying? So and like, if that's the case, why are you hiring them on? You know what I mean? I mean, I know people can learn, right? But like, if you don't think they're qualified, there comes a time where you gotta cut bait, you know what I mean? And just be like, hey, you're not what we're looking for. I'm spending more time. I'm spending more time correcting your mistakes or doing whatever instead of you helping us out, helping the team out. So, but that's my thoughts on it. That's just my stance.
No, I 100% agree with both of you, but especially with the talent pool. Like, oh, we don't have enough people. Have you seen these job ads? Like, what are you looking for? Like, a lot of these positions can be a lot of these entry level positions are not posted appropriately. You're asking for the moon for somebody who is supposed to be just breaking into cyber, right? Who can be an asset, who you can groom to be what you need to be in the company with enough time and just patience, right? But you want somebody who's already been doing it for 5 years. Well, guess what? Like, you're gonna be searching for a while, and you're gonna be feeling like you're gonna doing the work of three people. So it seems like common sense, but again, it's outside looking in. I don't know budgets. I don't know constraints. And it's people primarily making decisions who are not part of the career field, right? They're more worried about the money aspect. But if you're truly worried about the money aspect, then you need to secure your stuff. So you're going to pay one way or the other. So it'd be cheaper to hire somebody and get them into the pipeline as opposed to paying your customers after a breach. But this is my 2 cents. With that being said, bring this episode to a close. Thank you, Shannon. Thank you, LeVon. It's always a great discussion. Continue to tune in if you're tuned in Monday and Tuesday were our topics, Wednesday's discussion. No Thursday episode this week, but Friday we talk about everything else. So definitely tune in for that one. Subscribe to all of the channels and all of the things, and share with all of the people that you know. Hit us up on all of our social media. It's the name of the podcast. And then hit me up personally. I'm at RyRy Security Guy. That's RYRY Security Guy. I'm on Clubhouse, LinkedIn, Twitter, and TikTok. And you, LeVon?
Yes, sir. You can hit me up on the Twitters at LeVon Maynard.
There it is. Stay safe. Stay secure.
Take care.